Sorry.
Okay, so how many of you guys have sat in a classroom in Fullerton College and ever wondered, I wonder when this building was actually built, or maybe how old are these walls around me? Okay.
Right here.
So I know I have, and I know a lot of peers around me that have, so I decided to explore these questions. So today I'm going to introduce to you the history of Fullerton College by outlining the year it was built and important dates and just some fun facts that maybe you guys didn't know. So I've been researching this topic for several weeks now, and I also attend Fullerton College, so I feel adequate to inform you of my finds. So we're going to start when Fullerton College was built. So Fullerton College was first established to be built by the Board of Trustees in April 1913, but it was not open until September 1913. And it was opened with 26 students enrolled and only 10 courses available to those students. So I flash forward to 2008, and now we have about 20,000 students enrolled and 90 available AA degrees and about 110 vocational certificates available. So you guys can see the big difference that we have. And it is estimated also by the Board of Trustees that in 2020 there's going to be about 30,000 students enrolled. So now that you guys know when our school was built, I'm going to inform you guys about some important dates that we have. And one of them I believe would be the year our newspaper was established, which was in 1923, and it was known back then as the Weekly Torch. We still have the same newspaper, but the name was changed to the Weekly Hornet, and it's been in publication for 76 years. Also, the first club that was open in Fullerton College was the Literary Club, and it was created in 1914. And so later on, as the school progressed, they decided, the superintendent of Fullerton College in 1932 decided to come up with a master plan to expand the school. And his master plan included that he wanted 36 classrooms to be built for an estimated population of students about 1,600. And then in that same year, Fullerton College purchased a 14-acre parcel of land adjacent to Fullerton High School. So after the master plan was established, the first renovation was done in 1936, and that is when our business and computer building was built, which is now known as the 300 building, and later on other renovations continued. So now that you know some of the history of Fullerton and some important dates, I'm going to let you guys know about some fun facts. And so in 1984, the California legislature passed a law that said that it was mandatory for each student to pay $50 as an enrollment fee and $5 for each unit, which now you can see the big difference. And because of that law, a lot of students, the population dropped, but it stayed steady, so renovations still continued. And after, in 1986, our school was awarded the Title III Hispanic Serving Institution Grant, which gave our school $350,000. And in that same year, in 1986, the Cadena Transfer Center was established. And later on, in 2002, a bill was passed that gave our school $135 million. So now I guess we're using that for all the construction that's being done. And lastly, our Fullerton College alumni, I don't know if you guys have ever, I didn't really know who attended our school, but okay, so here it goes. So some people are Matthew Leonard from Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo 2, Without a Paddle, also the Alley Cats, which is like an a cappella group, Pat Nix, which I didn't know, the wife of former President Richard Nixon, Gwen Stefani, and Cress Williams, who is on Beverly Hills 90210, Grey's Anatomy, and ER. So today I informed you guys about the history of Fullerton College, some important dates. I gave you guys some fun facts. So hopefully now you're more informed and in touch with the school you attend.
Who?
Jim Fossil.
Jim Fossum.
Head coach of the Giants, played quarterback here.
We had 3 quarterbacks who played here who started in the NFL on one day. Steve DeBerg, Dave Wilson, and there was another one, I can't remember his name, but I remember that was one of those things I heard somebody talking about in the athletic department.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. James Cameron took classes here. You know James Cameron?
Oh, there was like a long list.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people. So.
Tiger Woods was one of my
Joseph Jan, Brad No. Dude from Sublime.
Sublime. They're from Orange.
They were friends. Brad No. You know Brad No? He's the lead singer and guitar player for Sublime. Yeah, they were friends.
You and him were friends?
No, he's dead.
Oh, I'm like, you and him were
But I have a funny story about finding his grave down in Westminster. Followed the coyote through the graveyard.
Sounds depressing.
You think it's a joke. We drove in and parked right next to his grave, not knowing where it was.
All right, Myra, I thought that you had a really good opening for the speech, a little justification for talking about the subject, a very solid preview and setup of what the goal for this presentation was. You had interesting information. You got everybody in here talking about it, so that's fun. And I thought that your presentation was also pretty fun. You do a good job looking at the audience for the most part. I mean, you do have to rely on the script a little bit. If you get those 8.5 by 11-inch pieces of paper out of your hand, it would be so much better because you're not really dependent on it. You only have to look down at it occasionally to kind of see where you are or what your next example or piece of statistical information is. But because it's so big, it seems more obvious than it really needs to be. Most of the time, you're looking up and your face is very expressive while you're talking. It's connected to what you're talking about. I think your eye contact is good with the center part of the room. Maybe you need to spread it around a little bit, but you are looking up quite a bit. Body movement, I think that's the one place where your anxiety comes out. You kind of cross your legs awkwardly a couple of times when you get nervous. And so that's something that you'll want to watch and be in a little bit more control of. Your voice, it's very energetic when you're speaking. You're very enthusiastic. I like the variety in your voice. There was 1 or 2 pronunciation things that I thought were a little awkward. The name thing, that's always tough. I didn't remember one that jumped out at me. But when you said, 14-acre parcel is the word, but you said something that was just a little bit odd, not dramatically odd, but just a little bit awkward. And practice would fix those kinds of things, or you'd work on it a little bit. All right, thank you.